Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Lifting Your Spirits. This time I'm talking to the Berlin legend Neil Numb. I'm going to make him a great cocktail called the Killer Queen. You can make it along with me if you want. And we get into some interesting conversations. Oh man, I mean he's like, the comedy guru, and now he's like the chili guru in Berlin. So we talk about that. We talk about how he once wanted to buy a submarine as a comedy venue, and his tours in Australia and South America, and how he used to be one of the biggest promoters in Edinburgh back in the 90s. It's a good chat, and like always, look out for the links in your peripherals to buy me a coffee, where you can have a scroll and see all the other stuff that I do. And also look out for the deep dive link on the Killer Queen cocktail, where you can click and you can get a deeper insight into that cocktail. For now, enjoy the show. And welcome to another episode of Lifting Your Spirits, where I'm going to show you how to make a great cocktail the correct way and take that cocktail to my guest, who I'm going to interview, who's waiting right now in the West Wings. But for now, let me show you the Killer Queen. I'm using a gin called Elixir, and it's a German Berlin product, and I love to use regional product because it makes you kind of sustainable. We're going to go in with 60 mils of our aromatic gin, and then we're going to use our Lily Blanc, just 20 mils, and we go Benedictina, my favourite liqueur at the moment. I don't know why, I just don't know why. It's just brilliant. It's 27 different herbs and spices, 15 mils of my Benedictina, my beautiful French liqueur. Look at it, it's brilliant. But we're going to go in heavy with Angostura bitters. Now, we're going to go in with our ice, our good cloudy ice. You know what it's about. And that should be us. We just pour in. Nice big lemon zest. So let's take this to my guest, who's waiting in the wings for us. So, well, I'm going to have to walk slowly for this guy because I've got too much to say about him. This guy is from Scottish. And I've known him for a very long time. Comedian legend, chili legend. We lived together for 2 years. I mean, what else can I say about the guy? It's not only Mr. Neil Numb. Yes!
Can I fucking drink this thing now?
Aye. Welcome to the show, lads and ladies.
How's it going? How you doing?
I'm alright, mate. How you doing? It's Neil Numb, everyone. It's Neil Numb. Like, listen to the uproar. The things are shaking. It's like Jurassic Park up in here.
I've been like moaning at you for months. Dude, why the fuck? Like,
why we're on the podcast yet? Why we're on the podcast? How's your cocktail, man?
I've not tasted it yet, mate. I was like, because you were doing that fancy fucking like editing shit. I don't know. Pinky's out.
I'm trying to make...
I'm making it look live, okay? I'm grabbing the cocktail, yep, cool. Pinky's out, fuck's sake. Spontaneous as fuck.
I'm just trying to make it seamless, you know.
Oh, it's alright.
Aye?
Aye, it's alright.
It's velvety. It's velvety.
Oh, that'd be good shots, man.
Oh, hey, man, that would be good shots. It's not a shot, though, man. It's a cocktail. So just, you know what I mean? Enjoy it.
Technically.
Enjoy it.
Depends on your perspective, really.
So, mate, I'm very, very glad to have you on here, man.
It's good to be here, man. It's good to be here.
You're comedian extraordinaire,
Well,
the chili punk. You've been described as the guru. The chili guru?
I'm just
the chili grower guru?
I'm just quite good at marketing, really. That's fucking really. To be honest, I haven't actually done much. It's all really thanks to lockdown. I'm just very good at making myself seem like the expert.
Okay, I like it.
With the chilies, but kind of at the beginning of the whole chili thing. Sorry, I've kind of completely jumped on your intro.
This is what it's about. There is the weird. The intro's gone.
At the beginning of all the whole chili story, people were like asking me questions, and I'm on YouTube, then answering their questions, and then just everyone thought I knew all about chilies, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, I've talked about this as well before, like how in the world generally no one knows anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of
And you've got YouTube, like fuck. You've got.
It's almost like it's weird when. You ever been on Facebook and these like kind of free advice forums and stuff? And someone's like,
dude.
Does anyone know what I do if I lock myself out? And you're just like, do you have Google, man?
Yeah, that's one of my favourite comebacks is like, is your Google broken?
Seriously, like what?
But because I don't know, I think people just like to drag other people into their
real life,
into their I don't know,
into their peripheral vision.
I'm just like fucking what the fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So. Listen, man. For those of you, which I think it's almost impossible for people not to know you in Berlin.
Whoa!
I mean, you've been around, man. You've been in Berlin for quite a while.
Quite a while.
About 10, 12 years or something like that.
About 12 years now.
And
I was just when I sat down, I noticed you booked German in 3 months, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, your German is a bit notoriously bad. I will say that. I kind of non-existent, but no. You've not. It's not you. You know that has not hindered you in the slightest.
To be honest, the idea of having to speak to more people, I'm like, oh no, in a different language. I'm like.
I've always thought I can speak a bit of German. I can speak like conversationally pretty well, but. I've always said that it opens a lot of doors for you. If you can speak another language, it does open a lot more doors, but at the same time, you seem to just build doors.
Well,
anyway, you just seem to do it yourself. You're just like, what's this? What's that language? What's this you're trying to do, man? But you trying to say I can't grow chilies because of a language barrier?
I'm kind of like, but it's like for me, it's just not really a hindrance. Well, like in my day-to-day life, I don't really speak to any I'm like so in my own little bubble doing my work that I'm quite happy in my house by myself with my budgies. Everything's cool. I'm like sitting potting away, like fucking working on whatever on chili punk or packing my boxes to go out, and I'm like I'm so like absorbed in a normal day. I don't speak to anyone anyway.
Yeah.
And the only real thing that COVID has changed is that my bars closed, like my local pubs shut. So that
you and I have a huge affiliation with your local bar.
I'm like, and then my computer, translation technology on computers is like catching up. So it's like my computer, nothing is ever in German on my computer. So my computer just automatically and my phone automatically translates everything in German, even forms. So I'm filling out my tax form or whatever. It's like it's all automatically translated in English. So
see, does it work the other way? Because I've not tried it yet. I do a lot of Google Translate on my computer as well because it's just so easy. But does it ever work like if someone sends you an email, like a German, and then you just hit Google Translate and it translates the email? If you write in English, does it do it back?
My computer does it automatically. I don't even have to hit translate. It just appears in English. So
yeah, I have to hit translate.
This is not a good thing. Like I'm not for 1 second advocating not learning German.
Yeah, but
my brain is a weird place. I have a lot of trouble with languages. Also including English. To be fair, to be fair, it's like we were traveling South America, and my friend Mary, and she picked up conversational Spanish in 3 weeks.
Right. Okay.
And me and my friend Jeremy were just like, what the fuck? And from no Spanish to fucking could she could all the basics.
Aye, kind of like when's the bus coming so we can go to this city.
We were just like, that's fucking amazing. How the fuck? And she was like, but she had an English degree, so she knew the structure of the English language really well.
Aye. Linguistics and shit.
Yeah, she knew nouns and verbs and all that. And then when we were trying to learn Spanish, and Mary's just getting frustrated with her with us going fucking the verbs, and I'm like, what the fuck is a verb?
Yeah.
You know?
And she's like, do you not know any adjectives to like describe what you're doing?
I'm like,
You're
what's an
I don't know
adjective?
what an
Like,
adjective is, man. Like, what's going on?
I was at primary school in the 70s and 80s in fucking Scotland. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's a verb? I fucking don't know.
I absolutely love that. That is like a go-to perfect excuse for you, man. I love it.
Also,
it's
the fucking
70s, 80s Scottish education, man. Fantastic.
But anyway.
See, just so that I can give people, like, we can get like a rough guideline of, you get into Berlin, man. I know that before back in Scotland, see, you're always a kind of like quite a big character wherever you are, man. And I know that you are huge in the Edinburgh nightlife scene.
I know where that was about 15 years running nightclubs in Edinburgh.
That must have been pretty mental, man. You must have seen some things.
Oh, fucking madness! Like, it was kind of weird because when I first kind of started DJing and stuff, and I was a professional. Fucking hell, what professional?
Yeah, but you made money with your DJing?
I was very good at marketing. So like I'm just quite good at marketing. Like I actually was known as a much bigger DJ than I ever like really was. I was just very good at selling myself as a DJ and getting other people who were really talented to cover the fact that I was never a very good DJ anyway.
Right, okay. What DJ are we talking? Vinyls, kind of?
Yeah, it was all vinyl, but I was very good at running parties. So I was very good at the kind of the organisation of it all and the kind of...
So would you say I'm a DJ, book me, and then say, in fact, I can tell you what, I can just organise the party, and then you would get other DJs in?
Most of the parties we just ran them all ourselves anyway, so...
Well, yes, anyway. Because when I first got to know you, man, like a decade ago, like you were like huge on like flyers and stuff, and you still are. You're knocking that shit back, mate. You're
We're ready for barman. Fucking service is shit in here, man. Lucky I brought my fucking own, I tell you.
Oh my god! Okay,
you just had an alcohol-free one, so I'm like, fuck, we got it.
That's right. I did with the last podcast.
I was like, how complain to YouTube? What is this shit? Sorry.
What was you were doing flyers, man? You were like a flyer king. But you must have been a flyer king.
Hell no.
Well, you must have been a flyer king in Edinburgh, man. Like
no, but if you've got to kind of understand when like in the kind of the late 90s Scottish. The clubbing and rave scene, this was like cutthroat shit, man. You know what I mean? If you wanted to run big clubs or big parties in Scotland at that time, you had to be fucking ruthless. Like you had to be like, it was a cutthroat fucking like.
So, did you ever have any? Was it the pure? Remember the ice cream van was over in?
It was like I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it something like that?
No, it was just you had like on the street because there was just so many people flying.
Or so many people back then in the 90s, early 2000s, it was all about flyers, all about it, man. You'd walk down any street in the city centre of Edinburgh or Glasgow, and it would just be like, come at this club, free entry after 10, 2-for-1 drinks.
But the funny thing is, because eventually I ended up in Australia and New Zealand running clubs, and which to be honest, the kind of highlight of my DJ career was the time in Australia and New Zealand. Is the kind of the highlight of all of this when I was a club promoter was the stuff we were doing in Australia and New Zealand. And when we arrived in Auckland in New Zealand, it would have been the same, but it was just a flyer-based promotional systems.
Okay.
And like kind of at the time, no one had thought about using emails and text messages to promote clubs. And so nice. So literally when we hit Auckland, we spent 6 weeks just going around all the different parties, going all the clubs, just getting everyone's mobile phone numbers. And then when we launched our club Wobble in Auckland, in fucking, when was it, like 2001, it was, when we launched Wobble in Auckland, no one saw us coming because we just text messaged everyone and no one had thought about.
That's cool, man. That's ahead of the game.
So the opening party at Wobble, when we opened at 7 o'clock in the morning, we used to do Sunday Recovery Club.
Recovery Club? So you'd open at 7 in the morning and get other people?
We spent 6 weeks looking through Auckland. We went to everything in Auckland. My brother Pete the Beat, or my friend, he arrived in Auckland 2 weeks before me, and he spent 2 weeks going around everywhere. And then when I arrived in Auckland, I met Pete in the hostel bar, and Pete had sorted out free accommodation for us for DJing one night a week in the hostel bar. Fucking legend.
Okay, cool.
And I was just like, I sat down, I arrived and sat down at the table and just like, where's the niche market? And he was like, we're doing Sunday Recovery Club. And it was cool. And at the time, and this is 2001, and the only kind of, or 2000, yeah, but maybe mid 2000, like.
Yeah, 2000, anywhere between.
I had a lot of drugs at the time, so anyway.
Anywhere between 2000 2020.
No, it was but it was just after that. We did the Millennium, we DJed in the Millennium in Melbourne, and then this was our visas was running out. I was on a holiday visa, so I was like, I was just like Neil Numb, passport hidden. I'm Neil Numb, and it was like no one's ever seen my passport. So we were on holiday visa, so we were backpacking. I was making about $2,500 a week, man.
You're mental, man. But I love it because you're always thinking out the box like that, man. You're always the guy. My favourite one of yours, which you made money from as well, man, was like Cheers. You were just like, there's something missing here. Cheers.
Well, Cheers was a random accident.
If we have more, someone was getting rid of 200 Cheers, and you were like, I guess I could do it. I guess.
No, it was Josie Long. I know Josie Long was coming across.
I see, right?
Because like, Josie Long was like one of the first.
Let's just inform the people. You put on a show for the wonderful and fantastic Josie Long.
Oh, it's fun.
I mean, she's amazing.
Amazing.
And I got to open for her.
Yeah.
It was me and Caroline.
Like the Berlin's relationship with Josie Long kind of started at the Fishbowl.
That's right.
Josie Long came to Fishbowl
That's
first.
right.
And she was like the first kind of like professional comedian that I ever booked like by myself, like at Fishbowl, and it was like the whole thing was just so exciting, and she was so lovely.
Josie Long, we're going to get you on this, lifting your spirits. We're going to lift your spirits.
Get Josie Long.
Get you over. Let's do.
Actually, she's had a child now, so you might have
that doesn't mean.
You might have to go at her.
I'll come to you then. Josie. I'll come to you. I don't mind.
And then yeah, so kind of, and we had the whole thing. Josie Long missed her fucking flight at Fishbowl. So
I remember this.
Flight, and it was
remember this. She literally came on the stage as her name was being announced.
Because I was hosting, and I was like, got on stage going, guys, Josie Long is currently. She missed her flight, and I'm like, no, she went to the wrong airport. That's what she did.
Oh, right.
So she went to the wrong airport, missed her flight, and then phones me going, Neil, I've missed my flight, and I'm like, fuck's sake, and I'm literally on stage. The Fishbowl opens, and I'm like, guys, fucking Josie Long missed her flight, and everyone's like, oh, but it's okay. She has got another flight, and she's currently in the air. So fucking fingers crossed.
Yeah, and we all just stayed and waited on her.
And she literally fucking taxis straight from the fucking airport right straight on stage, and she was kind of the first, like, kind of big comedian. Fuck, where was this going?
No, it doesn't matter. Wait, because I was just talking about how we kind of.
Oh, the cheers. That's the cheers.
Yeah. How we're hustlers.
So then that was how we kind of met Josie Long, and then I'd always said I want to do your Berlin shows.
Yeah.
Like, let me fucking promote your Berlin shows. Anyway, and so we arranged Josie Long to come back to Berlin. You were doing the warm up.
I love that you got me to do the warm up.
Yeah,
I love that, man.
And then I'm like,
it's definitely one of the highlights of my career.
And then I'm like, where the fuck? I was like, the venue didn't have chairs, so I didn't have enough chairs. So I'm like, where the fuck do I get chairs? I need 100 chairs. I'm like,
100 chairs.
So I was like, where the fuck do I get 100 chairs from? And so I spoke to my mate, and she said, oh, listen, I know where there's chairs. I don't know how many there are, but there's chairs that came from the Y art project, and it was in.
That's right. The old post.
The old post office, yeah. And Verity, my pal Verity.
Oh yeah.
She was like, there's chairs from the Y. You should. And then so Verity phoned the girl who had the. And she said, yeah, I've got chairs. And she was like, I'll rent you the chairs, Neil, for €1 each, or I'll sell you them for €2 each. And I was like, well, I'll just buy them then. I'll buy the chairs. And I didn't even know how many chairs it was. I was like, I'll take them. Yeah, I'll take them. And then I'm like, fucking to Darmanda. I'm like, all right, we've just bought loads of chairs. And we didn't know how many chairs it was. And then so the first, but with the storage, the chair storage, so there was one, they were allowed one delivery from the storage to a place. And that was included in their storage. So the girl's like, where do you want me to deliver them? And I'd spoken to the guys from Mobile Kino. They had a big job on with they were doing a thing near Urban Spree.
Right.
And they were like, oh, you've got new chairs, Neil. Oh, we need chairs. And I'm like, cool, I'll just have the chairs delivered straight to you. So we literally used their delivery guy to deliver the chairs to the first hire job for the chairs.
That's brilliant.
And the first time I saw the chairs was unloading.
Was that another? Was for someone else's event? I like that.
That was the first time we saw the chairs was us unloading to the first rental of the chairs.
I just love, man, the kind of, you know, you've definitely got this mentality of just like, right, there's a solution, there's a problem, there will be a solution to this, man, and it's going to get because what's the alternative, man? You know what I mean? Like, no solution, but it's just you seem to get it done.
But the alternative is getting a proper job, and that can never fucking happen. There's nothing terrifies me more.
There's nothing that terrifies me more as well,
than
man.
getting a proper job.
And I don't even like to call it a proper job because you know what it's like, man.
It's just been a job where I'm not the boss. Like,
yes.
This is a fucking...
Dude, I talked about this lately. I'm not going to bore my...
I don't care about being rich. I don't care about any of that. I like being able to pay my rent. That's cool. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I'm not greedy. I don't want fucking loads of shit.
Dude, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like,
but not having to work for...
You know what? I don't want my any of my financial security or emotional stability being at the hands of someone else who I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Chris, you've worked for us for 10 years?
Yeah.
And now we're letting everyone go by.
No, fuck that
No,
shit.
I'm like, if I'm letting anyone go, it's going to be me.
I've called it Operation Not Get a Proper Job for years. Like, this is the only thing for me. This is the most motivating thing that I know.
I like that
because if I don't want to get out of my bed, I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, and this is fucking and I will work. Everything I've ever done, I've always had really flexible fucking hours. But one of my skills is I actually do the work. Like, I actually put the fucking time and effort in.
I absolutely
and I'm not
love that. Because there's sorry to interrupt.
No, I just do the work. That's it. Like, sometimes it's at 5 o'clock at night, but that's, you know what I mean, that is.
But you're gonna get the stuff done.
But then I'll sit and I'll do 12 hours fucking.
Yeah.
And I'll get the work done.
Absolutely, man. Like, I'm definitely, I live my life on a very similar vein. I will, make sure that I do my 6, 7, 8 hours of filming, writing, editing, promotion, whatever it is that I've got to do. And I heard a great quote the other day, and I don't know if this can also go into like the kind of business and marketing side, but I consider myself a writer now that I'm full-time writing, and someone said, if you want to be a writer, it's basically just giving yourself homework every day forever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And as long as it gets done, then you can't do much wrong.
But I know you because I've seen your office, so that, and you've just got lists.
Lists of shit that needs to get done.
Lists are fucking great. Like, but you just write down everything you have to do.
That's it.
Start at the beginning, work through it.
Mate, yes.
Actually, Jono said something amazing to me, which I already follow anyway. So, but it was just like, it was funny, but that Jono said it to me, and you've had Jono on this show before.
Yeah.
Show.
Thanks. See, 20 people listening. He knows.
But it's just like Jono said about it doesn't really matter how big the project is. Like, just break it down into the to-do list and do the to-do list.
Well, that's it.
Just start at the beginning, end it, and then fucking move on to the next
I
one.
mean, yeah.
That is all it is.
It's a very creative process. It's a process that a lot of creatives use, man, because what is difficult for creatives, and I don't just mean kind of in the arts or whatever, when you've got your own business, like Jono and yourself, there's, it's difficult to see what the deadline is or where the end goal is. So, but you know that it's kind of there, if that makes sense. So you need to just work towards it. Where there's no one calling you up and going, I want this done for 5 o'clock on Friday. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things that have got different
I think
aspects
it's quite
and elements.
interesting. But just break it like, but
My bad.
We'll get it in post, man. We'll get it in
post. Post-production.
But the kind of but then also when you start kind of doing that for projects, when you understand that all a big project is the breaking down of it in achievable parts, and achieving all those parts in sequence till the end, and not stopping till the end.
That's some solid
and
advice.
then a big project becomes way less daunting.
Yeah, totally.
And then your ability to take on, it's like your ability to say yes. You're like, yep, I can do that, and because you know that
It really is, man, and it's a really strong, valid point that you make, because I think a lot of people, including myself, sometimes, if I can see the vision of the big product at the end that I want, and there's a huge gap between the very beginning and the final solution.
And it's okay. Yes, Davis. Sorry. Super.
So you try to so I have to get a. You try to. So I guess the moral of the story is form a political party with
whoa.
with right street.
Put that paintbrush down. Okay, too far.
Oh my god, right. By the way, speaking of the Third Reich, can I just thingy like touch on something?
Whoa! I got darker. I never thought it could be darker.
I need to touch on something just before we move on and talk about what you're doing now. Just briefly, man. We used to live together for like 2 years, man, in this very apartment. And I remember sitting up for so many nights, just sitting drinking and getting shit-faced and talking. And one of the best ideas that I think you ever came up with, and this just goes to show how far outside the box you actually think, is that you were like convinced you were going to buy a submarine.
I'm buying submarines.
And have a comedy show underwater between Europe and New York.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not a stupid idea.
I love it. Can you just elaborate a wee bit on that, man?
I've been on about buying a submarine for 20 years, maybe, I don't know, a long time.
Okay.
It started off as I discovered this fucking, you could buy a submarine. These luxury converted submarines, beautiful looking things.
Like buymeasubmarine.com or something.
No, that's mad.
Oh, sorry, I'm jumping.
My fucking punchline.
I'm jumping the gun. Sorry,
twat.
I thought that's what you're talking about. Right? Okay.
No, it was anyway. I discovered there was a company, UFC subs. No, that's a fighting. I don't know, like something subs.
Fighting marines, right? Okay.
I think they were kind of at the time at the beginning. They were a concept idea of these of the next stage in luxury yachts is going to be luxury submarines.
Right.
That are also technically yacht submarines that are.
They don't actually have to go underwater. They can probably stay afloat on the surface and shit.
And beautiful fucking have the ability to go underwater. And anyway, I found this thing. So I an idea struck me. I was like, all right. Obviously I want a submarine. So at the time that these submarines were like £42 million, and I'm like, all right, fuck. And I was like, oh fuck! All I need to do is get 42 million people to give me £1.
Aye.
And then I can get my submarine. You just have to make a reason why they would give you £1. And so I bought buymeasubmarine.com. And so this was the whole idea was that, and then I had an idea that you would then you would get everyone to buy in €1, so they would be shareholders of the. They would own, and it would be like a lottery ticket.
Okay.
So every year, you would pick up one of the people who gave £1. So you do a big lottery and spin a fucking whatever. You pull a number at that.
Right.
And then somebody would go pick them up or whatever for 2 weeks every year.
Uh-huh.
And with a full chef, you're in charge of the desk. Like, we'll go fucking.
Whenever
we've
you
got
want
people
to go.
there with dealing with the visas and all the fucking shit.
This
And
is
so
a massive idea.
So that was it. So that was the idea. Is like I'll just get everyone to give me a £1. I can get you to give me £1. It's like that's easy. I'll just get 42. I'm pretty sure I can get you to give me £1. I'm pretty sure I can get you to give me £10. Anyway, so anyway, that was the idea, and then the rest of the year. So that's the reason why people give me £1. Is so that 2 weeks they get the chance to win, like the 2 weeks on, and you can do more, whatever.
That's a great way to get people to give you £1.
Yeah, no, it's not stupid. So but then I was like, fuck. So then I've got a submarine for most of the year, and I'm like, fuck. I might want to race. I want to race my submarine. Like, and then so I was like, fuck, let's get 2 submarines. so I had buy me a submarine.com, and the idea was to get submarines. Anyway,
no, it was great. I had, I had like a good tagline for you, man. If you did want to do comedy stuff.
No, but comedy, like imagine getting fucking, like, well, I'm talking with Josie Long. Let's just stick with Josie Long. Imagine booking Josie Long.
Yeah.
For a private fucking, so 100 people on the submarine, driving to New York, fucking. So there's a gig on it, but there's also a fucking. You're also messing about on a submarine, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're going up and that, and then the whole thing, and then you do someone else coming back.
Dave
Chappelle coming back, you know what I mean?
Mate.
Anyway, it's not a stupid idea.
Dave Chappelle and Josie Long presented by Finding Nemo. 20,000 laughs under the sea. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Mate, it's got to happen.
Captain Numb.
Should we?
So I don't know, that's what you said. Yeah. Anyway, it was a stupid, but my brain, like, I don't know, I've got a weird brain. My brain needs stupid things like that to think about all the time.
So you're...
And I go demented, like.
Right, you've got a big old weird brain on you. What's your brain doing now, man? In
Chili's,
terms of,
man.
You're all about the Chili's. Because you were huge in the comedy scene in Berlin. You still are. You decided to just
COVID.
Well,
no comedy.
But cosmic comedy is one of, if not the biggest comedy show that happens in Berlin, man. 3-4 times a week.
We're just quite consistent. Yeah. Cosmic's an amazing thing.
Cosmic's absolutely great.
I love Cosmic. It's one of my most favourite projects I've ever worked on. Working with Darmanda Singh for some like really beautiful reason. Our weirdnesses just absolutely complement each other with Cosmic. So the things that Dar needs, or the things that Dar and Darmanda's good at and the things that I'm good at just are perfectly complement each other. So
you're definitely amazing at filling a room and organising everything that comes with the concept of putting on a comedy night, including chairs.
And
venues and locations, and
quite a lot of all that stuff is also Darmanda.
I know, but I wouldn't take that anything away from him. But he's very good at booking the comedians and hosting the night. And he kind of takes it on, you know.
Yeah, well, he's an amazing host. He's amazing, but Dar's real biggest skill is he is genuinely interested in what people have to say. Like you see Dar when the audience arrives at Cosmic, I have to nudge Dar because he just has a fucking chat with everyone. I'm just like, for fuck's sake, there's like a queue fucking up the street, and Dar's like, how are you enjoying Berlin? But Dar just, some people, I don't know, so I can do it a little bit, but when you look at someone who's just so engaging that you have got their full attention in that moment.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing skill to have. Like I can do it a little bit. Like people like me, sometimes it takes a bit longer, but Darmanda, they instantly like him. They instantly are really connected, and this is a skill. If you ever see Darmanda at Edinburgh Festival doing the street promotion,
aye.
Okay. He's like one of the best people the best street flyers I've ever seen ever in my life.
I bet he is good, man. I bet he would just like get you.
And that's the kind of thing about me and Darmanda is we come from nightclubs, so we're both the same age, you know. We've both kind of like in completely different circumstances, but we both came from nightclubs.
Okay, cool, man.
And nightclub promotion and that ruthless fucking that you have to fucking.
You like that, man?
That you're out to destroy. Like your club is the only thing that.
Mate, I love it. I love that.
And you are fucking.
I do. I love the ruthlessness of it. You know,
that's why, like.
Otherwise, people aren't going to come to your club.
In the late 90s, it was a fucking ruthless place. Like, and for us coming from that background of. Do you know, like, none of the bullshit we deal with now is of any significance at all, because like we dealt with like the gangsters and fucking and drug dealers, and like this is easy shit. It's like easy shit. It's probably why I'm fat now, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, this is just easy stuff. This is like
Tell me, man. How's it got on to like the pandemic happened, the comedy stopped, which is fair enough, and then you just fucking went on and like started doing like chili punk,
Chilies. Well,
creating chilies, growing chilies, chili packs, salts.
To be honest, it was thanks to coronavirus. Like the lockdown, it just freed up my time. So all of the hours a day I was spending on Cosmic, I had no longer had to do that. So I was forced not to be able to do that. And it's just how my brain works, and like I have to. If I'm not promoting something, I'll go fucking mad. Like, the idea of like that is my happy place, you know. Like,
promotion.
In the fucking just in that zone of just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Just by myself in my house, chipping away at an idea. It's like, all right, cool. Oh, there's an idea like doing big fucking bits of paper with the fucking
spreadsheets, databases.
I know, and then all right, let's fucking if that's gonna happen, and then also I've got quite a good ability to like to think it through till the end, to
find a solution.
See it's Davis. It's maybe subliminal.
Oh no. Oh,
man, I don't know. I like chipping away at it for like, I don't know. This is like for me, my happy place. You know?
Yeah, man, I get it. That's cool, man. I like that.
In my fucking underpants by myself, all fucking humans locked out, and just like, all right, I've got an idea. Let's work through it.
I love that, mate. I love that. So, what's the new idea, man? Tell.
Jesus, which one?
Tell the 20 people. Well, what's Chili Punk?
Chili Punk is, I don't know, Chili Punk. I was kind of involved. I kind of liked the. I really like Jono from Crazy Bastard. He's this kind of same as kind of what we were talking about before. He's just like. He's built it all himself, you know what I mean? He's like anyway. I really respect all of that, and I'd kind of always been fascinated by chilies, and I was kind of, and we'd been selling Crazy Bastard sauce at Cosmic, so there was a kind of connection anyway, and then I was just kind of interested in growing chilies, and then so I've always been quite good at growing things, and my parents are botanists, so.
Nice. You can't just throw that in there, man. Both parents are botanists.
Yeah, both parents were botanists.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, my parents met going for the same job at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Edinburgh.
Aye, right, okay.
Which my dad got, and he was head of the herbarium department in the botanics for.
The herbarium department.
Yeah, all mosses and fungus and.
Aye, right, okay. That sounds well interesting, man.
Oh no, really interesting, and one of the biggest opportunities of my life was. Just to learn from him when I was a child. I rejected that, told him to fuck off. And now I really regret it. My dad was trying to teach me when I was a kid all about that shit, and I'm like, when will I ever need to know about fungus?
Yeah.
And now it turns out it's all about fungus.
And now you genuinely want to like buy land and a farm and all that shit.
And now I'm like,
you want to be a chili farmer.
Anyway, yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, you are a chili farmer.
I am a chili. That is what I.
So you grow chilies, right? And then you've got this amazing project, the Berlin the chili growing project.
Well, Berlin Superhot Chili Project.
That's it, the Berlin Superhot Chili Project, and it's just
this is interesting. Like
everyone,
fascinating.
Dude, brilliant. You give everyone chilies, they grow it on the balcony. They then take those chilies that have grown in Berlin off them, and then they make a Berlin chili sauce.
Yep, we did it. We sold out in fucking it sold out in 2 weeks or something.
It was brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant.
But that's not the best bit about the whole thing. Like the whole thing is a community that's forming in Berlin around chilies. Mm-hmm. This is and that bit's got we might have spotted the Superhot project was kind of us testing it, and it was just an idea that I'd had with Jono, and we were discussing, and then we just locked down and made it possible for this project, that potential future project. We just then had time to do it, and then it all worked out. I ended up growing 1,200 chili plants, fucking all went mental.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when I'm locked in the house by myself, you know what I mean? I'm just with nothing to do, something else, something mental will come out of it. And I think And it was it was just really interesting that once we kind of, this is the project, so help us grow hot sauce. That was kind of, and then everyone just like jumped on it. But the best bit about it is the community that built up around it. So the Berlin Chili Growers Group this is fucking great, man. Like this.
I love it. I love that idea, man, because you explained that to me a while back, where it's like if someone's got like a question about chilies, they don't have to, you know, as a kind of, they don't have to come to you. You don't have to be bogged down by loads of emails and stuff. You set up a community where everyone can answer their own questions as well as you jump in, you know.
For me, it was an obvious thing to do. It was like, let's just, because one of the first things Jono said when I was selling chili plants, that was my hustle in lockdown. I was like fucking delivering chili plants all around Berlin.
Yeah, totally, man. I love that.
And Jono just said the biggest problem you're gonna have is the aftercare, that people are gonna be asking you loads of questions about chili. And I was like, oh no, that's why we built the group. And it's like the group takes care of the questions because everyone who you get involved answers the questions themselves, and
it's genuinely genius
because their Google's not broken, so they're broken, you know. And then it's just like, I don't know, and it's fascinating.
I love that. Cool.
We just put 2,200 chili plants in the ground 2 days ago. Seeds to germinate. There was 2,200. We've been talking to, I think I've got another place for 2,000 chili plants. I'm kind of we're trying to do 5,000 plants growing this year, because in order to see if it's even a viable, like, is it a viable thing? Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, can you grow industrial, not industrial, but can you grow big quantities of chilies in Berlin? I've got no idea. No one's tried to do it.
I love it, mate. Just do things.
The fact of the matter is that
new and unique.
It's like what happens with like chilies, or this fucking rad subject. But what happens with chili is like all the big hot sauce companies, Jono included, buy all the chilies. So they buy all the chilies. So you can't get chilies in Europe. Mm. Like you can get them on small. But if you're starting a hot sauce company, or you're just a wee little wee hot sauce company, you're messing about with hot sauce, it's really hard to get variety of chilies, because people like Jono, no offence, they buy them all because they've
so it's difficult to actually get like a Scotch bonnet or a Trinidad
exactly because all the big companies buy them. So there's for me, because I run the Berlin Chili Festival now, and it's like yes, it's about Crazy Bastard, and it's about all these things, but it's also about the new guys who are. It's also about building a structure that the new guys can get chilies. There is a support system, and there is chilies available in Berlin. So I've got no idea how I solve that, but I know how to start solving it, and that's to get chilies in the ground, and then
that's cool, man. It's exactly what we're talking about earlier, man. Get your to-do list,
and deal with the business aspects later. Let's just see if it's possible to grow. So and for me, I'm like, okay, I need 5,000 chili plants growing this year.
Okay, cool.
To test it, and it's still January. You know, this is the right time to start chilies. So let's try and get 5,000 chili plants growing. Whether that's in our new greenhouse, or whether that's like we're now looking at land in Berlin. I was like, to put chili plants, and we were looking at. I had a meeting the other day about all these open air nightclubs that are currently lying empty in Berlin. I was like, could I put 100 chili plants on the roof of each of them? And then my friend was like, I can probably sort it out. And I'm like, all right, let's have a wee chat about that. Like using all these underused spaces.
For sure, mate, for sure.
These ideas. Is it possible? I've got no idea.
Surely that's impossible.
The only way to answer that question is to actually
do
it. And then figure it all out later, because if you can produce a lot of big variety of chilies in Berlin, you are fueling loads of new people to get in a hot sauce, and it's like this is like a massive look at the Berlin Chili Festival.
Mate, it was good fun.
27 people entered the hot sauce competition, and I was what the fuck is going on?
There was like 400 or 500 people came or something like that, man.
And it's like this is fucking mad. Like
it was a mental day. It was a mental day.
The whole thing's mad. And it's just like, how can we build the framework to support what will be? And also the fact of the matter is, the German government are missing out on tax dollars, and this is how you get funding. Because if everyone's buying chilies from Amsterdam, from Belgium, where all the chilies are coming from, if the German government, if there's no growing of chilies in Germany, and hot sauce is on the fucking rise, there's a German government will miss out on all that tax money, and that's how you get funding.
Oh, there we go. He's giving away his ideas, man. He's giving away his ideas.
There's not I've got 5,000 plants.
They're in the ground, they're ready to germinate right into an army of...
We don't have room to keep them, but I'm just going to keep producing seedlings and get them fucking out.
Absolutely, man.
And you know what I mean? And potentially there's a business there for everyone. I'm like, I can't grow. I'm not... Like I just want my wee farm.
Yeah,
with my dog, you know what I mean? Like,
I get you, man. I get you.
That's my drones doing like.
And you're droning. You're droning a shotgun.
I'd be a grumpy old cunt setting my fucking feet up. Right?
All right, man. Listen.
I don't know how that went. Sorry.
Before we go, man, you've got. I want to try your chili salt.
Oh, salt, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. Because that is one wee thing that you actually be side hustle that you got going on the go. That's definitely got
side hustle. What are you talking about, mate? It's my fucking new business.
Okay, your new
chili
business.
salt, man. Dude.
So, by the way, can you say you've already got about 10 different salts?
This is number 12,
and they are brilliant, man. They are. That's number 12, is it?
That's my 12th recipe. But
what we got going on here? Habanero.
This is brand new. I wanted to do a super hot one, so I wanted one.
Can you twist and I'll click?
COVID.
You go for it. I just love people listening to this on Spotify and not watching it on YouTube. It's brilliant. Right, that'll do it. Oh, here we go.
Right, it's pretty hot, but I'm quite worried about the flavour profile. It's like, it's not finished, so I was going for quite hot. Hey, do me. Alright.
That's brilliant, mate. No, that's great.
Is it alright? Is it?
That's hot.
It's hot.
But that's what you want, man, because a lot of the chili salts are a bit too subtle.
Well, it's alright. Yeah, no, alright. I thought I kind of needed something in the back. But...
Mate, that's right on the tongue. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not burning the throat at all. It's just staying on the tongue, and that's kind of what I want, man.
Oh no, actually, it's like because I had a wee bit, but I'd literally been smelling it for like 2 days, so I was like,
really good, mate.
That's
a good done.
Boom, 12. Like, boom. But it was funny. I was chatting to John. I was chatting to John about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I've got like 10 new salts, and he's like, Neil, it took me 5 years to do 10 products. And I'm
yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry. I was just like that's how my brain works.
But I love it, man.
Fuck me, honestly. Getting all the legal stuff on the labels.
This is another
fucking nightmare. Like,
I know,
honestly,
man. Hey, listen.
Loads of respect for people who've launched food companies.
Yeah, because the amount of like hoops that they make you jump through, man, is unreal. Listen, man, that was fucking brilliant. I'm trying to keep the podcast down to like 40, 45, 50 minutes, and I just could go on talking forever. But you know what, man? I think the audience that are listening right now are going to be like that. Why, man? What the fuck? Don't cut off now, man. But I want to leave them hanging.
We can talk about.
And we can do a second episode. We can do a second episode together.
The fact that you're drinking makes me a bit hesitant.
Not drinking. Yeah.
You're not drinking. I'm like,
that's for.
Do I want anything to do with this fucking shit? I'm only joking.
So can you just do me a favour, man, and tell the 200,000 people watching how they can get in contact with whatever it is that you're doing?
Put Neil Numb into Google. It's like fucking what?
That will genuinely be fine. That will genuinely work. Put Neil Numb into Google, man.
You get everything like this.
You'll get everything. The Cosmic Comedy, the Chili Superhot Chili Project, the Chili Salts, the Chili Festivals. I'm sure
there's a Berlin Chili Fest.
2021.
Hopefully. I'll put a hopefully.
Oh, he's put a hopefully. That's adorable, mate. That's actually adorable. I like that. Listen, mate, thank you for coming on.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been great. For those of you listening and watching, you can tune into loads of other podcasts and recipes and different things and blah blah blahs at buymeacoffee.com. just have a wee scroll through there. It's like a one-stop shop for all the kind of stuff that I'm doing. All the links that you need will be in the peripherals of where you are, including mine and Numb's. Also, the cocktail that I made, the deep dive video will be in the links below as well, man. Go over there and check out some other cocktails, man. It's been a pleasure.
It's been nice to see you, man. It's been nice to see you.
Thanks everyone, tune in again. Goodbye.
Bye.